NBA Today with Malika Andrews, live from Los Angeles.
And off the tip, Mitchell, blocked by James!
41 years young and still doing that. Coming up on NBA Today, what fueled the Lakers' torrid month of March and what's on tap now that we're in April? Plus, the Rockets cleared for takeoff. They're on the rise. The Knicks showing some signs of concern. We diagnosed both squads after last night's surprising H-Town beatdown. And Shams, he's joining us with the latest on Steph Curry. Just how soon until the greatest shooter of all time returns to the floor? NBA Today starts right now. Can you believe there are only 12 days remaining in the regular season? Yeah, just under 2 weeks until we are in the playoffs, baby. And here is what we know, Brian, Iman. We know that last night, the Nuggets and the Lakers, they became the 6th and 7th teams to officially clinch top 6 spots in their respective conferences. We also know, at the bottom, those 10 teams eliminated from postseason contention. Ouch. So, by the process of elimination, literally, we know the teams that also will be at least in the play-in, right? So the Lakers, they looked excellent last night. On the night, they also clinched a playoff spot. They marched through the month. So let's see how this one went down. LeBron James, he came into this one with 1,228 career wins between the regular season playoffs, one shy of passing Kareem for most all time.
This man was questionable, Shump. He was questionable and did that 3 seconds into the game.
Wow.
You've heard that. Blocked by James once or twice before. Luka Doncic dropping it off to LeBron there, who throws it down.
I'm impressed that he just runs the lanes now. It's like the most running.
Late in the second quarter, Doncic gets to the left wing.
What are you going to do about that Luka step back, Shump? What are you going to do about it?
Well, clearly nothing for the
Luckily,
Cavaliers.
I don't have anything to do.
Because he had 20 in the first half. The Cavaliers turn it over here. The Lakers coming the other way. Up in transition.
Did you get your popcorn?
Mitchell, too.
Did you get your drinks? Yeah, he did his best D-Wade impression. Get out of the way.
Nah, I'm good.
Should have put your arms out, Donnie.
Business decision. A few minutes later, Doncic hits the deep wing three. In this game, Luka became the 3rd fastest player to reach 15,000 career points. He's only behind Kevin Durant and his current teammate, LeBron James. Lakers up 17 at this point. Luka Doncic uses a screen, likes what he sees.
Going under?
How did you feel about that defense in the Cavs' second half?
There wasn't a lot of it. A minute later, icing on the cake for Luka. Doncic, he finished with 42 points and 12 assists in this one. The Lakers get the win.
Luka,
here's J.J. Redick after the game.
Dunking, he's feeling good.
Luka has had as good of a month as anybody that I can remember in modern NBA, at least since I've been part of it. Certainly LeBron has had those, Harden has had those, Steph has had those, but he just played phenomenally this month.
Wemby obviously recently stated his case for why he should win. Is that something you're interested in doing as well? And if so, what would your points be?
I mean, I never did that, so I'm not the one voting, so, but I think I've been playing pretty good. We've been winning, so that's it. That's all I got to say. I mean, if you don't win, it doesn't really mean anything, so. The run we've been on, I mean, it means a lot, so we got to just keep playing like that.
Luka's tan, and he's on fire. He caps off his incredible March with a historic stat line. He became the first player with 40 points, 10 assists, and 0 turnovers in a game for the Lakers since turnovers were first tracked. That was all the way back in 77-78. So let's just recap a little bit here. The Lakers, they have won 4 straight. Right? They've won 13 of their last 14 games, and they finished March 15-2. They are the only team, yes, that includes the Oklahoma City Thunder, yes, that includes the San Antonio Spurs, that finished the month with 15 wins here. So your biggest takeaway from this stretch, Brian?
They proved in this month that they are the 3rd best team in the Western Conference, and that's really saying something because at the start of the month, there was this sort of conglomeration. We weren't sure who was going to separate themselves. They separated themselves with an excellent road trip, taking care of business at home, and Luka obviously night in and night out. Now, Shump, in the next week, we're going to find out where they are if they're a contender in the West.
Well, in the next maybe even 2 days because...
2 games with the Thunder. One at home, one in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is on Thursday. No back-to-backs. The Thunder are highly motivated to win those games. Let's see how the Lakers handle that situation. We may a week from now be having a whole nother conversation about them.
Oh, that was your April Fool's. that was your one April Fool's.
What do you mean?
Is that what today is?
It's definitely today.
What happens if they win these 2 games against the Thunder?
I think they're great games. I will say this. This is what we'll say. If they impress us and win both of these games, yes, it doesn't do anything but put more pressure on DeAndre Ayton for the playoffs. I think that when we're talking about the regular season, yes, end of this season, we are going to see some adjustments. They are going to throw some things at them because they know we might have to see y'all. So you're going to have to throw some different lineups out there. J.J. Redick will get a chance to flex his muscle a little bit and see what he's got going on, who he can rely on. But make no mistake, they are not deep enough to beat OKC Thunder. They are not.
You're probably right.
To beat a San Antonio.
You're probably right, but 6 weeks ago, if you'd have told me they were going to win 16 out of 18 and have the number 3 seed by the throat on April 1st, I wouldn't have believed you.
But we definitely talked about they have Luka Doncic and LeBron James in one locker room. And AR is, he's not complimentary as far as his role. He is the second guy. He's the second option. But when you have those 2 guys, you have a little bit of, as far as the mental preparation. You know how to win. You know how to prepare. You know how to get guys out of the playoffs.
Okay, I agree with you. I think they've proved, Malika, that they're third. But third isn't their goal.
It's not.
So, let's see.
All right, so let's talk about sustaining this level of play, then, Iman. For the Lakers to be able to do this, knowing that, again, before they have their final game of the season against the Utah Jazz to kind of have the end of the season be known, they do have to face the Thunder twice. So the key for them to sustain this, because that's what everyone's looking at now. Are you for real? Are you for real? Are you for real? And now the benchmark has moved once again to can you beat the Thunder in these next 2 games?
Exactly, and I think that when we see these 2 games, we are going to see them make sure to get it to within, it's got to be within 2 or 3 possessions toward the end. If it's in 2 or 3 possessions toward the end, I can see something happening. But it's like, if we can't get them to get there, and that's the problem.
Well, yeah, they lost by 29 in OKC.
Dealing with OKC is hard because they play 10 guys.
So, yeah.
They play a certain way, and that's their advantages are the Lakers' deficiencies.
The way they're going to get there is by defending. I know that we show all of the offensive stats, and their offense has been awesome. But they've been defending, and that's what has really been the basis of this turnaround. That and LeBron and Reeves and Luka all being healthy and getting some reps together.
Yes.
This game last night, Cleveland's been winning some games recently, but they haven't been defending. Cleveland's defense since the All-Star break has been unacceptable. The Lakers' defense since the All-Star break has been vastly improved.
Yes.
But is it good enough to win at the highest level? Shump doesn't think so. He could be right. He's probably right, but let's see.
Shump saying, you know what, I'll take probably right for
I'll
today.
take
All right,
probably.
so the Lakers, they are solidifying themselves as that 3rd seed, the 3rd best team in your eyes in the Western Conference. Just a tier below them, that's where the Houston Rockets live. KD, Houston, they gave the Knicks their 3rd straight loss here. Here's how it went down in H-Town. We're going to pick this one up 2 minutes into the 1st quarter here, Shump. Durant, there's something he loves about playing the New York Knicks.
Oh, yeah. It's the biggest stage in basketball, man. Even if it's not at home for the Knicks, man, everybody's watching.
Durant cooking here to start the game. And then the following Houston possession here, Tari Eason kicks it back to Durant. What do we say?
Rough start, 12-1, not good.
Of fire. All right, 7 minutes left in the first. Alperen Şengün pokes the ball away. Amen Thompson gets it loose. Eason
22-5, even worse.
2 minutes later, Şengün gets the bounce pass, throws the lob to Thompson. Some insane hops there from Thompson to catch that lob.
All over that rim.
Under 4 minutes left in the second. Eason passes it to Durant, throws it down. Rockets bench loving that one.
Way to go off 2 feet, K, man. We too old for this, man.
He's 37 years old. Leave him alone. The Knicks side of things, though, didn't look great, but, Towns doesn't look too pleased. He heads to the locker room. He
shouldn't be pleased.
Doesn't appear to be chatty. To the 3rd quarter we go, under 8 minutes left. More Houston. Thompson kicking it to Durant. Could not be stopped. Remains hot here in the second half. Final seconds of the 3rd, Durant gives it to Jabari Smith Jr. You get a 3. You get a 3. Everyone's hitting 3s. Later in the 4th, Şengün swings it to Reed Sheppard. Reed Sheppard coming off the bench in this one, but he hits the 3.
Where's that ball movement with the end of close games, Shump?
Hold that. Let's listen to Ime Udoka on KD and Alperen Şengün after the game.
they've developed that throughout the season. You have to kind of pick your poison and, step up on Kevin and open up the pocket for Alpi, or switch it, and one of them probably has a cross-match mismatch, and I think they do a good job of recognizing who has it going on what matchup. But teams will try to take us out of that, and as I've always said, we got to improve on playing against the blitz and making the right plays in the pocket. When you see Alpern being that decisive and making the right read every time tonight, you're encouraged by it. We want them in it and don't want to overdose on that, but, we got a man, we got Reed and different guys we can handle with it. It felt like they were trying to guard guys different ways, and that's tough when you have 3 different handlers coming off the pick and roll.
You mentioned liking that stage against the New York Knicks, no matter where it's at. Well, Kevin Durant usually gets his against his squad. His 29.4 career points per game against New York. That trails only Wilt Chamberlain and Michael Jordan for the most all-time. Durant has also won 22 of his 27 career games against the New York Knicks. Okay, so right now, KD, the Rockets are 6th in the West. They've won 3 straight. They've all been by double digits. It was not that long ago, Brian, that we were sitting here saying, what's wrong with their late-game offense? We don't know if the Rockets are going to be able to get this done. What's changed?
Well, I haven't changed my opinion on that because they've won easily. I want to see when they have to play a close game. They just changed their starting lineup again, moving Reed Shepherd back to the bench. Guess what? It worked. He had an awesome game off the bench last night. Last night, their three-pointers were falling. When that happens, they're going to look great. I still question when they get into a close game if they can execute under duress. There's no doubt they're an excellent team. They're going to defend every night.
They have talent.
But, they still have a lot to prove at the end of these games. And really, it's not just to people like me. What does that matter? They have to prove to themselves, Shump, because I've watched them numerous times this year get into the end of late close games and just sort of melt down. And so it's going to happen again when the stakes get higher. They caught the Knicks absolutely dead last night. The Knicks couldn't make a shot. They fell down by 20 in the first quarter. When the chips are down, when they're playing in a series, it's going to be a different situation.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that nothing really changes. We kind of knew this of Houston. This is why everybody was so high on Houston early on. It's just when we see those games, when it does get to the nitty-gritty, they just don't have a decision maker that's at the one guard. And when you're talking about the Western Conference, you're talking about really the Eastern Conference as well. It's just a guard-heavy league. You have to have a guard that can take you to the promised land.
And so on the flip side of this, the Knicks, they've lost 3 straight. They've all been by double digits. They're all against teams that are in that playoff play-in mix. And Josh Hart says, we're trending in the wrong direction. You see Karl Anthony Towns, you're smiling. I mean, I don't know if there's a lot to smile about if you're the New York Knicks right now.
Yeah, Josh, and I know what he was trying to do as a player. You're just trying to take responsibility.
Your group
you're trying to take responsibility, though. You're saying taking it on the chin. Hey, it doesn't look good. We got to get this to turn upstream. We got to get it turned around. There's no excuse. But in a time like this, especially headed into the playoffs, I want the New York Knicks to understand body language. Body language for everybody that's watching, that's rooting for you. Body language for the guy that's not getting as many minutes. Body language for the guy that didn't get the extra swing pass. There has to be some sort of feel-good energy that gets passed around. And that's why even when Karl Anthony Towns had that pass at the end of the half, you saw the head go down, the shoulders go down. It looks like I want to do more. I need to be doing more. And you can't have that going into the playoffs.
Is it I need to be doing more, or I need to find a way to be better incorporated into this offense earlier in games?
Well, there's a number of things going on with them, including Jalen Brunson. He hasn't been playing poorly, but he, since the All-Star break, has not been himself, and it spreads up and down the team.
Ooh, this is the type of year where things can cut up on the action from around the NBA. Brandon Miller and the Buzz City Killers snapped their 2-game losing streaks. 31-point win over the Nets here. You just need the Nets to come to town. The Hornets have 24 wins by 15 or more this season, the second most in the NBA. So, Brian, what do you like about this group?
Well, they had a real sort of stinker weekend. It was the first time they had let down. There you are again. So they need to bounce back. When Brandon Miller shoots the ball well, they usually play well. I think they're 14-4 when he scores 25 or more, and that's what happened last night. It was a good win.
I'm excited to see postseason basketball, or at least playing basketball, back in Charlotte. All right, in Orlando, Desmond Bane, Jalen Suggs held off Devin Booker. The Magic, they defeated the Suns. Amon, what did you like to see from the Magic during this final stretch of the season? They need to get right.
I think they just need to stay up defensively. I thought they did a great job defending the three-point line last night. Keep going. keep going out there and going hard to the rim like that. I need all of that I could see. But last night I thought they did a great job of just saying, hey, man, this is how we're going to play. We're going to go through our guy, and then the other guys are going to fill in. We're going to shoot it from the perimeter, and we're going to stay in your face the whole night.
Next up, Drew Holiday, Denny Avdia. The Blazers, they snapped the Clippers' 5-game winning streak. Portland, they've won 7 of their last 9 games. But, Brian, why was this win so interesting to you?
I'm going to be real here. This was the biggest game for the Blazers in 3 seasons. Seriously, they're trying to get to the 8th seed. You can say whatever you want about that. The difference between being 8 and 9 is big. You only have to win 1 game instead of 2 to get into the playoffs. This is what they're going for. Drew Holiday, they traded for him for games like this. He put up 30. Denny Avdia is kind of their developing their franchise player. He had 28, and they did great defense on Kawhi.
It was a big game, and they delivered. In Detroit, the Raptors, they had a Jurassic-sized problem. His name is Jalen Duren. Let's check out the highlights and how this one went down.
Yeah.
We're going to pick this one up in the 3rd quarter. Still no Cade Cunningham, remember. Nice sweater, though. The Pistons leading by 4. Duren catches it, slams it down.
Stronger than you.
I hope that he actually said it in that voice. Next Pistons
Sounds like
possession.
Steve Urkel.
Duren, he does it again.
I would guard him. That's what I would do. It might be hard to guard him, but I would guard him.
Why is that the guy that's open?
Later in the 3rd, Tobias Harris finds Asar Thompson.
Oh.
A pro's pro. Tobias Harris, man.
Absolutely.
A pro's pro.
The Pistons now lead by 20, but Duncan Robinson, sure, catch it, knocks down a 3. The Pistons, they're closing this one out in the 4th here. Karis LeVert, here they go. Once again, looking for Duren. Finishes, layup through traffic. He finished with 31 points, 9 rebounds. The Pistons get the win. Here's J.B. Bickerstaff on his young big man.
I mean, just the confidence, in the development of his game. And, he's talented, man. He can handle and face guys up. He's a different type of big than you see most nights in the NBA. You may have some spacing bigs or some post-up bigs, but, when you got a guy who can face you up in space, who's got great strength, great hands, great feet, and can finish at a high level, he's hard to guard. And especially, he can play through contact and making his free throws now. So he's just a problem for people.
Duren has grown a lot offensively. This was his 5th game of the season with at least 30 points, 80% shooting, by the way. The only player to do that more times in a season since the merger, that was Charles Barkley. And Duren's 5 games are already the most in Pistons history, not just in a single season here. And I've been really impressed with what Detroit's been able to do without Cade Cunningham. The question was, how are they going to stay afloat? They have passed that test with flying colors. Brian, what have you learned about this?
Yeah, I mean, you thought that was a bad break, but it was actually a great opportunity for them to, lift up the rest of their team.
Yeah.
You saw Dennis Jenkins really playing well, Tobias playing well. How about watching Jalen Duren's whole offensive game? Yeah, he's a dunker and a shot blocker and a rebounder, but as JB said there, they're putting the ball in his hands, Shump, and letting him look at this.
He's creating for himself
setting stuff up, coming off pick and rolls. He, to me, has pretty much locked up most improved player. He needs another game or 2 to actually hit the 65 qualified games. But this has been an opportunity for him to highlight what he can do and expand what he can do. This Cade injury has been a boon for Jalen Duren.
Yeah, I think it works for Jalen Duren. It works for the development of the team, the confidence of the team.
Yep.
But we all know, with no Cade returning, y'all can forget about all this extra hype that we're putting around you guys. Though I watch them and I say, hey, this team they mean business. They're very well coached. They have an identity. They are plug and play at times. They have guys that can step up. Do they have enough to run it through the Eastern Conference? I don't know. Without Cade Cunningham coming back and being the Cade Cunningham that he just once was, they could run into some problems. So I'm excited, but I think that J.B. Bickerstaff and his team have kind of proven that all year. That we only need him for the end of games to clean things up.
I agree with you that they need Cade, without question. But when they've had without him here, it's enabled them to sort of tighten up their defense. They already were a good defensive team, but when he went out, you could tell collectively, I'm sure it was JB, was like, listen, if you want to win, we got to play even better defense. We're not going to be able to come up with the scoring that he does.
Exactly.
And so they've actually started playing better. And so they're going to earn the number 1 seed, and so they probably are going to get a first-round opponent that will be lesser than. They may need that time to get Cade back into it, but this could end up, we could be sitting here in 6 weeks with them in the conference finals saying the Cade injury was a positive for their whole roster.
Particularly because someone like Dennis Jenkins gains the confidence, gains the experience to be leading that second unit. And the question was who's going to organize the offense when it's not Cade Cunningham. He has been the answer in this stretch, and you need that depth to contend with some of these other teams in the Eastern Conference, certainly if they get all the way to the finals. Hey, let's...
The San Antonio Spurs are going to win it all this year.
I think we're the best team in the world.
The Spurs check all boxes.
Dismantle them in the half court.
Somebody needs a body bag.
Play fast.
Castle climbs the ladder.
Physical. Rebound. Fundamental. Again and again.
So the Spurs, they've won 25 of their 27 games since February 1st. That leads the NBA in win percentage and point per game differential over that span. Now the Warriors, their opponent tonight, they've gone 9-16 in their last 25 games. Of course, that coincides with Steph Curry missing that time with runner's knee. But it's clear these teams, they're on different paths. They meet tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern. It's on ESPN. San Antonio, they've won 9 straight games, and it's the last 5 wins that have been by at least 15 points, one away from tying the longest streak in team history. And in March, MVP candidate and Defensive Player of the Year favorite, Victor Wembanyama, he became the first player with 50 dunks and 33s in a month since dunks were first tracked in 1997-98. And Golden State, already they're locked into a play-in spot. They are still, though, awaiting the return of that man, Steph Curry. The Warriors are 23-16 with Steph this season, just 13-23 without him. So for more on Steph, we welcome in our senior insider, Shams Charania. Shams, we heard yesterday from the Golden State Warriors that Steph is able to practice 5-on-5 for the first time. So what does that mean for his timeline to return here?
Malika, I'm told that Stephen Curry has a goal to return to action on Sunday at home against the Houston Rockets. That's what he wants. That's his desire. But the next several days are going to be a vital period to see how does his knee respond to the 5-on-5, to additional workouts over the next several days. This is a big time for Steph Curry to check boxes and see, can he make it back and get clearance to come back Sunday or Tuesday at home against the Kings after 2+ months off. He's had multiple starts and stops throughout this, though, Malika. There's been missed targets throughout the last several weeks, but this does feel different internally with the Warriors because now Steph finally got in that 5-on-5 scrimmage. He's encouraged. My understanding is he felt good. He came out of that 5-on-5 well. Internally, the Warriors this week have framed it as a make or break time for Steph Curry to either make it back or get shut down. Stephen Curry is looking at Sunday, potentially, for his return. Wow, okay, a make or break timeline here that we could be looking at for Steph Curry as he targets Sunday. Shams, thank you very much. Hey, oh, wait. Hey, Shams, before we let you go, we're getting some news in just this very moment, and I'm hoping you're more deeply sourced than anyone. Sources say, happy birthday, Shams. We appreciate you and all you do for us here on the show. Very, very happy birthday. And, you know, it does make me laugh that it is on April Fool's Day. I'm getting old. No, you're not getting old. Look at that hair. We appreciate you. Hey, let's stick with the Golden State Warriors here for more on Steph Curry. We're going to bring in our friend Anthony Slater. Slater, what can you tell us now that we're hearing that Steph is targeting, hoping for Sunday for his return? What's the Warriors' mindset here for the rest of the season?
Well, first of all, I talked to Steph last night. He did say he felt great coming off the scrimmage, but he used the same word with me that he used with you on the sideline weeks ago, which was unpredictable. It really is an unpredictable knee injury. So he's hesitant over the next few days, hoping that the knee, responds well enough for him to get in the game Sunday, Tuesday, and play maybe 4 regular season games before the play-in. I do think some people from the outside looking in are saying, why? This kind of is a lost season for the Warriors. They're in the 10th spot. Everything's already gone wrong. Jimmy Butler's out for the year. But I talked a lot to Steph Curry about Draymond Green for a story I have on the site today, and I thought one of the interesting things he said is he's seen Draymond, keep his body ready and play every game this season, and he's around this team, which it's a really dark time for the franchise. They've watched 2 of their players basically carried off the floor with career-altering injuries, and I think he just wants to lift the spirits of this franchise, provide a little light at the end of the tunnel. I don't think there's some idea in his mind they're going to roll off and win the title out of the 10 seed, but I think they believe they can win a play-in game in Portland, they can win a play-in game in Phoenix or LA, and they can get a crack at the defending champs, and I think that's enough for Steph Curry to try to want to get back. And that right there sums it up why he is so beloved by this franchise, because championships, yes, but it's that
that mindset of wanting to come back despite the really difficult path that the Golden State Warriors have ahead, to say, hey, you know what, as long as, and you and I have heard this time and time again from this franchise, as long as we have Steph Curry, we like our chances. Maybe not to win the whole thing, but to, like you said, have a crack at the defending champs. Anthony Slater, we appreciate it. Slater just mentioned that the Warriors right now, they're looking at that 10th spot. This is the top 10 in the Western Conference. Of course, the Thunder, they lead the Spurs by 2.5 games, really 2 in the loss column, because the Spurs have that head-to-head tiebreaker. And then when you're looking at the play-in, it's the Clippers, it's the Trailblazers, it's the Warriors that are locked into the play-in tournament, and the Rockets and Suns, they are jockeying back and forth. But the Warriors, they're trending towards the 10 seed, right? They are trending towards the 10. And keep in mind, only one team has ever gotten out of the 10 seed all the way into the playoffs, just the playoffs at all, and that was the Heat last year.
And it did not go well when they got there.
It didn't go great when they got there. But for the Warriors, I mean, how do you think, Amon, they should be handling the rest of the season after everything we just heard?
Honestly, what have the Warriors not given us in the last few years? Steph Curry, take as much time as you want, get healthy. Like, I didn't expect much from them, you know what I'm saying? Especially with all the injuries they have going on. But I just, would you say a light at the end of the tunnel? I just want to see a light at the end of the tunnel. I just want everybody to walk off this summer and be healthy, and then start hearing about improvements for next year from them.
If he wants to play.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's really, he has earned the right to do whatever he wants. And the thing is that he needed this time anyway. It wasn't like they were going to make him play through the knee injury, but they knew that they were locked into the play-in anyway.
Yeah.
So they had the ability to let him recover while also not letting their standings hurt that bad. And look, they've had so many bad things happen to them this year.
Yeah, it's been a tough season.
Why not
end on joy, right? Why not end on a little bit of joy here? And Golden State, they had been hoping to keep in that 7-8 play-in bracket. It's not going to happen. They are locked into that 9-10 play-in bracket, and so now we see what happens. I did think it was interesting. Sham said, though, this is the make or break. He's targeting Sunday, but this has been really unpredictable. It's been really up and down. So if he's not able to go this Sunday, this is the time when they could also say, all right, this was your goal, we didn't meet it, and let's see what happens next. So let's focus on the San Antonio Spurs side of all of this, right? Because they've won 14 straight games when Victor plays. But there's something that league insiders are talking about with Victor. What is that?
First off, they need to win tonight's game. They're going to be highly incentivized to take care of it because they're in a dogfight for the number 1 seed.
They are.
Secondly, at some point here, Victor Wembanyama's minutes are going to be coming into really focus.
Explain.
They have not played him much this year, okay? He's averaged less than 30 minutes a game. When he came back from the calf injury, they were playing him just over 20. And he's put up incredible numbers. Now, when they've played important games like Detroit or Oklahoma City, they've pushed out to 35, 37. So here's the question. When we get into the playoffs, you know they're going to push his minutes out, right? They're not going to put him on the bench in the fourth quarter of a close game. When he gets to 38 minutes or so, is he going to turn into an unstoppable force because they're playing him 7-8 more minutes? Or is somebody who's never played that kind of minutes over the course of tough playoff games, which minutes are even harder, is he going to have a downside? That's one of the unknown things that hangs over the Western Conference playoffs.
So he has not touched 40 minutes in a game this season, Iman.
Oh. And they still way up there, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
I would say that
you're going to
Iman
play him
is not
29
very
minutes
concerned.
in Game 5 of a series. It's 2-2. No, you're going to play him.
How long he been professional over that water?
This is his third year.
This is third.
Oh, over
that water.
He was 2 or 3 years. He was
2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I think he's straight.
You think that they're
I
going
think
to be
he
able
good.
to make
I think
that
he
jump?
good, man. I think he good. You know
When
what
you
I'm
played
saying?
with LeBron, he would play 35-ish minutes in the regular season, and then he would jump to over 40 a game in the playoffs, and that's what's going
Now
to be.
LeBron be eating plates of different type of
That's what's
food.
tasked
Whole
for
different
Carolina. Square off against AZ Fudd, Sarah Strong, and UConn. That's at 7 o'clock Eastern. And then Madison Booker and Texas taking on Lauren Betts and UCLA. Our Final Four pregame special from Phoenix. That begins at 6 o'clock. And we will also have a special courtside presentation of both games on ESPN2 and the ESPN app. Today, we turn the calendar to April, and that means it's Autism Acceptance Month. And this is a personal cause for one coach in the NBA. And a pretty cool aspect of the league is that when a cause is personal to one, it becomes personal to the entire group. And that is why you're going to see all 30 head coaches in partnership with the NBA and the Coaches Association wearing these custom autism-themed Nike shoes to celebrate. The mission, it is deeply personal to Utah Jazz assistant coach Scott Morrison and his wife, Suzanne. They founded To the Max after their son's diagnosis, turning their personal journey into purpose with their foundation. They're with us now. We now welcome in the assistant coach for the Utah Jazz, Scott Morrison, his wonderful wife, Suzanne. Thank you so much for the time. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us on. We really appreciate it.
Well, absolutely. April is Autism Acceptance Month, and it's a month where we all celebrate your sweet son, Max. Suzanne, can you tell us a little bit about Max?
Yeah, Max is 6.5 years old. He was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder in 2022. He is non-speaking, but that boy has no problems communicating. We definitely have our struggles, but I would say overall, Max is just, he's so full of love. He is just the brightest light in this world, and he's happy, which I think doesn't get much better than that.
Happy, the brightest light. That's so beautifully put. And on your foundation's website, you all describe Max's autism journey as rewarding and beautiful. And then you also acknowledge some of the unique challenges that come along with him being on the autism spectrum. Can you tell us a little bit about what are some of those rewarding moments, what those look like, and maybe what some of the challenges look like as well?
Yeah, I think reward-wise is Max. He's taught us so many lessons. I think we used to be probably the kind of people that were always looking ahead, and he's taught us to just slow down, be present. At some point in the journey, I saw something that said, if you're constantly looking back, it's depression. If you're constantly looking ahead, it's anxiety. And I mean, I think we live in a society where there's a lot of depression and a lot of anxiety, and Max just teaches us to be right where we are. We're not on a timeline. There's no set way that we have to grow and do things. And so for that, it's just been such a gift just to be able to be fully present in this world, in this lifetime with your children.
Yeah, what a beautiful reminder to be exactly where your feet are. When you said that depression is looking back and anxiety is looking forward, that certainly spoke to me in some days how I move through the world. Scott, through your foundation, you're leading a sneaker campaign. It involves NBA head coaches to raise funds, to raise awareness for autism acceptance, resources, support. Why was coaching, why was wearing sneakers where you wanted to really target to raise awareness here?
Well, it kind of happened by accident. When we first got this job here in Utah, we were very fortunate and felt very grateful of all the support we got for Max. And also recognized that not everyone is as fortunate as we are to have the good NBA medical plan, for example, or the resources that we have in Utah for autistic kids. So we just wanted to do something small to give back. And the first idea we had, me being a big shoe person, Suzanne's a shoe person too.
I love it.
Was to have some of my friends that were head coaches maybe just wear a shoe such as these ones that we're doing this year at the games for a week in April, and then we maybe auction them off or at the very least get a little bit of attention. When we ran the idea by David Fogel with the Coaches Association, he thought it was great, but thought, hey, why not get all 30 coaches involved? And I really didn't think that would be possible. I only knew a handful at the time personally. But within 2 days of David sending an email out, all 30 coaches jumped on board. So it was very touching for me personally that those guys would get behind us in our cause like that. And also kind of cool that we would all, we all compete every night on the court, but come together for this cause because one of our own being Suzanne and I felt it was really important.
Yeah, the NBA brotherhood's coming together in that moment. And now this is the third year, right, of the sneaker campaign with all of the NBA head coaches. Suzanne, how have you seen it grow over the years?
Oh my gosh. Well, as Scott just said, I think that first year it went from 10 coaches to 30 coaches within a month.
Wow.
Yeah, which was incredible. And then that's when To the Max was formed. And I think we just knew that we kind of wanted to create something and kind of create our own legacy and impact. Just having the platform of like yourselves and the NBA behind us, and just, I think something that's so important to us is we really took the time to listen and to listen to autistic voices, whether that be speaking, AAC users, spellers. and really try to champion those voices with the platform that we're given, and just seeing how many people are like waiting for the shoe to come out and can't wait to see their favorite team rep it. It's pretty incredible.
We're lucky to have a pair enough here in studio that we've been showing on the show now that it's April, and all 30 head coaches, once again, they're taking part in this campaign. You said you both are shoe people, so I'm curious to hear from both of you. Do you have a favorite pair of shoes among the collection, among the ones that you all have used in this campaign?
Personally, not to be biased or toe the company line, but the Jazz ones that we did this year, to me, are the nicest. The blue is one of our accent colors, but to make it one of the main colors of the shoe, to me, was big time. So I wanted to make sure my shirt popped, and looked really good in the court last night when Will was wearing them.
Nailed it.
And I'll add too, with this year we did Air Max. It was kind of cool to highlight Max on there. Just a little nod to the little man that created all of this. What does
Max think about? How has he communicated maybe his excitement in all of this for what you all are doing?
I always show Max the shoes and the video. We always make sure that he gets a pair every year that kind of goes on display. The ironic part is Max does not like wearing shoes. We nickname him Mowgli because he's happiest outside barefoot in the grass.
I love it. Hey, but nothing wrong with that.
They're on display. Right? He's doing it right. But I think it's really cool. Like, he always pays extra close attention. He wants to see it. Like, when he grabs my phone to look and I show him those videos and things from the page, like, I think he knows what's going on.
How can the NBA community support what you all are doing?
Right. So in addition to the coaches' shoes, most of the head coaches will sign their shoes after this week's over and send them to Sotheby's, who will auction them off. We also have a bunch of players who each year donate their own shoes, signed jerseys to support our cause, which has been awesome. And all those shoes will go on auction on Sotheby's website when?
May 12th.
On May 12th. And
you can go to Sotheby's.com/ToTheMaxFoundation.
Sotheby's.com/ToTheMaxFoundation. Scott, Suzanne, thank you so very much for your time, for this wonderful effort that you all are organizing and putting together. And please say hello to Max for us.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
The game-worn shoes, they will be autographed and auctioned by Sotheby's from May 12th to May 18th. 100% of the proceeds benefiting the To The Max Foundation. You can visit Sotheby's.com/ToTheMaxFoundation to learn more. Hey, coming up on NBA Today, the Celtics, they're